Today we're getting a new roof on my studio and a new roof on Scott's studio back there. My roof had a little bit of, some leakage and some wood damage, so they're replacing it a little bit too. But it's amazing how crews come out and they're able to get this done so fast. You know, they're like a well-oiled machine. Look at it all done in one day, taking it off and putting back on and even replacing wood. Scott is being good and making sure it's done right.
So if you ever need to use this, Sue,
Okay.
This here is how you loosen it.
No, I'm not going to move that one.
Oh, okay. And if you want to zoom in.
Yeah, you just put it perfectly where you want it, and I'm just going to come in with my phone a little bit and do some. So you're just sort of put that piece of tape there so that you can focus it.
Yeah.
And you have all the lights off pretty much. Now, because you don't want light behind the model, but you also don't want lights behind you back here. Why don't you want lights back here?
Well, because it's just, we have one light source, and since we're lighting our canvases, it's fine, or our paper, it's fine.
So you're just saying you don't actually need any of these lights on.
Now when I paint, this way we don't have as much fill light. When I paint, I do this as well, because when I even have this light on, it'll give me a little bit of glare on my canvas.
Okay.
So, so it's just nice when you paint to just have, it's like North Light, you have one light source coming in, so, so it's great. Cool. Yeah, this will be fun. All right.
And you're just using that Strathmore pad with the brown cover of the 400 series.
This one is, just the white. I haven't worked on white a lot because I've been working on the toned
and
one.
Mary's going to work on
the toned tan
tan one with your drawing on it.
Yeah, with the Navajo man on it.
Yeah.
So, it'd be fun to work on white. Again, set this up. All right, you can chill out, Bernie, since we'll wait till you get your shirt on.
Change to a dark shirt.
We're all set. Always a good idea to take a picture right at the beginning, and then later on at the end.
Well, actually, also in between.
And in between. Taking pictures. Yeah, that looks great. So cool. All right, now I'm gonna put my hands up here and kind of figure out where I want the eyes to be and the chin to be, so that I can kind of get it life size. So fun to draw you.
So you start with the eyes?
Well, I started with here, the forehead, and then the chin, and then I'm just kind of blocking in some of these angles of the big shapes. I'm not really drawing the eyes as much as the eye sockets.
Okay.
You know.
Maybe it's being filmed, so just let them.
Yeah. Oh no, you can say whatever. I'm not filming. When I film these things for demos, I do a voiceover later. So my actually talking isn't what we're going to use. So it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, no, it's good. It's totally good.
Model, get into place.
He wants to watch me.
It's no problem. We're not going to use the sound from this in the video. So. Yeah, and I've filmed so many videos now. Who knows when I'll get around to editing.
If I'm demo, I can't answer questions because I have to stop and figure.
But he had his actual corporation buy the stuff, and he got those sergeants and everything for just so low, and they used to not be, nobody wanted them, like 50 years ago, and they weren't expensive. So he had that museum, but unfortunately, since the corporation really owned it, when he died, they ended up disbanding and selling a lot of the collection.
People want me to answer, how come you using vine charcoal rather than compressed charcoal?
Oh, right.
Well, why did you pick 16 by,
Yeah, you got to really think about that then, yeah. That's interesting. Well, you've got a great face. Your face gets more and more interesting with time. Someday my face will get interesting. I don't think it's ever going to happen, so that's why I don't keep myself.
Write that down, Mary. interesting face.
You do. You got a great character, and it's very interesting. One great way to spend the afternoon, that's for sure. Sue picked one out, and she said, "Oh, I'd really like to get this one." And the girl who had been standing there very politely, this beautiful girl, Sue's done some amazing paintings of her. She was standing there, and she was, "Oh, that's wonderful. That's one that I made." And they was like, "Oh, that's great." And they're like, then when she went up to me, like, I'm gonna be careful what we're saying, criticizing things. It could be one of the people here. You realize they're all making this stuff.
Right.
It was all made there. You know? You're just so used to in the shop. Oh, that one doesn't really kind of like it. Although probably for them it's like.
Today, while Scott is painting, or sorry, drawing Bernie with Mary in his studio, I am on a kick to start vegetables. So, you saw in the other video about me going to Ronalda, and then I'm visiting those gardeners. So I picked up a couple different types of soil and some seed starter, and I bought these little tins, which we put holes in, and then I also put gravel, and that one I already have. And I also have a bunch of containers that I'm gonna plant stuff in. And this morning I bought broccoli and some other lettuce. And the seeds that I'm doing right now are black seeded Simpson lettuce and lettuce butter crunch. So we'll see if it works out. I have, this deck is like full sun. So it's the southern part of our house, and it pretty much gets full sun. If this works, if I don't kill everything, if everything is worth it, then I'm gonna turn this whole bed here that used to be plants, bushes and trees. And then over the years, you know how you just let things go. So I've been really lazy about it. So this is full sun southern, so I'm gonna turn this whole bed into things if it works out. And I thought I'm trying to be smart, so I could put this tarp here so that I can clean up really easily. Here I go. I'm gonna put my little seeds in here now.
I'm having a great time too. I know Bernie, yes, he loves sitting still.
I don't
Torture.
think he's a sitting still type person, but you know, always be in motion, right? So. I got a good picture of them with the bigger camera.
I can't believe Bernie sat there for so long. Oh, look at that. Oh, you made him so happy looking.
You know anything, Sue, do you know anything about necks, stiff necks?
Do I know anything about
Look
stiff
at
necks?
it.
Oh, oh my gosh, you are too much. You are too much. That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna
do that.
Oh my God, it actually is very convincing, that is for sure.
stay there, I'm gonna take pictures.
So this is an experiment. I have the one set of lettuce seeds in here, another set of lettuce seeds in there, same soil, same everything, same soil in here too, But this one, you know, came as romaine. So 3 different lettuces. This one came as like a little plant. It's obviously been a little shocked and watered on, so I'm hoping by tomorrow it will look a little bit happier. It's very hot right now, so it's in the mid-sun. So I'm gonna wait and plant that broccoli because I might need more containers. It says I'm supposed to plant these like 25 inches each one, and there's like 25 inches apart, so they're almost gonna each have to have their own planter. So I have to think about that. So hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll see who wins the race. I have to go put little tags, so I want to remember which seeds those are. Scott and I are on a walk Saturday morning after going to a farmer's market. I've never seen a fig bush this big. Look at this. This is like right off the sidewalk. I mean, they always seem so elusive. I've seen fig plants in stores. I've always been a little nervous to plant it, but look at how healthy this is. Oh my gosh, I feel like we're on an expedition in the Amazon. I mean, we're really just walking down a street, but look at this. I guess it's just sort of like open to anybody that wants to come pick one. Love it. I bought some of these beautiful flowers at the farmer's market this morning, and I wanted to see what they look like outside. Oh my God, and a butterfly came down immediately. And I also bought some peaches, and I love this one peach because it has the leaves still on it. I wish so much I could paint it today, but I just don't have time. Oh my gosh, isn't that so amazing? Nature is so amazing, and it went straight for that yellow flower. I don't know what it is. It looks like a giant, like yellow marigold. Scott is working, he's building a little roof to his, so he's way back there, if you see him. He's building like a little shelter roof for his heating and cooling unit. It's a gorgeous day today. Oh, I hear people working on machinery, probably mowing their lawns in the distance. It really echoes out here. So you can hear lawns being, oh, hi little butterfly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think here comes another one. My studio is a little bit of a disaster zone, and I kind of went through my racks, or well, drawers, and I was bringing out all these old drawings, things that I had completely forgotten about. Oh, here we go. There's one up there too. So I've been working on those two for a while. I don't know what's going to happen to the one on the floor. Long story. Anyways, so I took this one out. I think I'm gonna work on it. And I took this one out. So I actually kind of liked this one a little bit. Now, one thing I recommend to you people, please learn from my mistakes. And I'm trying not to make the same mistakes over and over again, but I do it. So this was just that paper, that Strathmore paper. I think it's 400 series. It's the one that has Scott's drawing on top of it. I think it's the drawing of the Navajo man. Yeah. Well, anyway, so it's a kind of a thinner paper, right? It doesn't have any tooth. And I started to do this charcoal. And then when I was doing a lot of drawings a few years ago and then trying to do this sort of mixed media, I kind of got over it. Whenever you start to do any sort of acetone or any water, you need to work on paper that's thicker. Okay, so there's one thing. Second of all, before I even started to put this sort of metallic acrylic, before I even started to do any of this stuff, I should have adhered this to some kind of acid-free Gator board, mat board, something. I didn't. Okay, so I could tell that as I was doing this, it was getting bubbly, right? Because the paper is too fragile. And I tried to adhere it using a spray mount. Well, it was a disaster. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how long I worked on this. And then so you can see right here, there is a crease right through her face. Now, hey, if it was somewhere else, maybe I could get away with it. But also just the bubbling of the paper was not good. And so I just put it aside, and it's been in those drawers for a while. So this is what happens. Sometimes I work on things forever. Here's another piece that I was trying to figure out what to do with the background. So, but this is on heavier paper. Yeah, this is more of a pastel, thicker paper. I think it's probably a Reeves gray. But I just didn't know exactly what to do with it. And this is a pastel on a board that I didn't know exactly what to do with it. So I don't always have a clear plan. Well, anyway, so what I've decided, since this is pretty much a throwout, and honestly, it really, there's nothing more you can do to it unless all of a sudden I thought I could use a gloss medium varnish, or I thought I could use a clear gesso. The problem with this clear gesso is that it's kind of sandpapery. It says surface prep. So it's a little bit like, has like a texture, which I don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this gloss medium varnish on top of this and wonder if it's just like a big sealant. Then I can do oil, but probably acrylic on top of it. So that's what I'm gonna do, because it's, you know, otherwise this would just be thrown in the garbage. I will let you know how it goes. This is my painting for the Beau, well, it's the Maxwell Alexander, not the Beau Gallery, the Maxwell Alexander Gallery. And this painting is 30 by 30, but to me it actually looks bigger, doesn't it? It almost looks like it should be a 36 by 36, but it's a 30 by 30, right? Hey, Scott, would you take a tape measure?
It's 30 by 30.
Well, let's double check.
No,
is it?
Believe me, I have measured the whole thing. It says 30 by 30. Right
no, but I just don't believe it. That has to be bigger than 30 by 30.
It just looks bigger when you have the frame on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It did. It's 30 by 30. But that's the illusion. Oh my God, I would have sworn that was 36. Okay, anyways. And this frame is from AU, and it actually has like real gold and these beautiful carvings. It's just stained wood, so there's no like paint or anything on here. And this frame is worth way more than my painting, or that I've ever really put on paintings. I've never used a frame this expensive.
Too close up of the face.
Yeah, and so this dancer we met in Spain, and we're getting a little bit of glare from the door, but so this is on stretched canvas, and we're gonna pack it in the crate that the painting came with, which is so nice when framers do that. So, so this is the crate. So it came with this nice foam core, and then Scott did some stuff to make it even better. But so Scott, you can put it in.
Put it in? Oh.
Put it in.
All right. Hacking her up.
And he also put some gator board on the back to protect, since it was stretch canvas. So see how it fits perfectly. Usually my paintings do not look this professional. Usually it's like bubble wrap and newspaper and brown paper and, you know, whatever you can find, old cardboard. And we're shipping this Old Dominion because this is a crate and it's pretty big. So FedEx would probably charge like double of what Old Dominion would be, which is a trucking freighting company. This is the part of being an artist that honestly it's very hard for especially a woman to do. I think most women have to get somebody else to do the crating for them, and I just want people to understand that the artist is, you know, has to pay for the frame up front, has to pay for these crates, shipping there and back. I mean, everything, you know, from the framer, and so now I have to pay for shipping to the gallery, and let's hope it sells. But
and one thing I do is I put, this is just canvas without, you know, that hasn't been primed, just, and I just take the extras and I screw them in here, because what happens is often when you use the metal handles for them, they still will just put them on the side, they'll get crushed, and they can get crushed, but they can also go into the wood. So I use these so that people can still lift it up. But if it gets put on its side, this isn't going to actually crush into the wood. So, and it's very inexpensive.
Well, and you pay extra a lot of times for the framers to make these crates for you.
Right.
Which, you know, framers are kind of like, they have all the tools, everything lined up. You just pay for them to make it, which for us, we have the tools, but it takes you a lot longer to do.
Yeah, because I don't have a table saw and stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, anyway, so that is my painting going off to Los Angeles for the 10-year anniversary show. Fingers crossed. In my last Patreon video, I did a profile of 3 paintings from an Italian artist. And guess what? I missed one. Oh, didn't realize that there was one up here. So this is actually one that Scott bought along with those others, and I feel bad. So let's just look at this one a little bit. It's very, very graphic. So one thing I do notice is that he did multiple layers. And after talking with Scott, he told me that the guy said he was an art school teacher, but I can't read his handwriting. So if anybody can read his handwriting, please let me know. So that I have these things on. If anyone can read this handwriting, I would love to know who this artist is. I'm sorry I did not realize that we had this one. I do love studying this, and you really do see the layers. Oh, there's like a little chicken right there. Oh my God, look at those little chickens. So you know these chickens were done on top. Look at those stairs. And that little person, and you can tell it's a woman. It's such a strong contrast with just those little bits. Hi, Annie. Annie has to be in every video. Those little bits of yellow and red. Yeah. Annie, do you like this picture? Yeah? I know. It's a nice painting. And look at how gray blue the sky is. Okay, all right. I'm trying to show people art here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oops, sorry. X-rated shot. Okay, okay. Okay. This is a pretty different kind of drawing for me. Yeah, it's called Enchantress. It is charcoal, oil and a tiny bit of pastel. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. It started off as charcoal and then it morphed. Yeah, so this is 30 inches by 20 inches. And it's different, man. It's a little dramatic for me. Usually my paintings are, let's say, on the sweet side, so we'll see how this one goes. Yeah. I hope people like it. Here's another drawing I just finished. It is a 20-inch by 16-inch charcoal on Reeves paper. The white is a little bit of gouache, a tiny bit of pastel. Totally different than my other charcoal I just showed you. This one is titled Innocence. Two sides of the human personality. It's very soft. The video, you know, I'm sure you guys all know that photographs and videos tend to maybe accentuate contrast. So in real life, it is quite subtle. It actually looks very, very, very much like a, kind of like an old-fashioned photo. Here are the two framed drawings. Totally opposite energies, right? Very kind of sultry on the left and very innocent on the right. So the one on the left is just varnished, completely varnished, and the one on the right has the, you know, the non-glare plexi, because the one on the right was done on paper and the one on the left was done on board. So that's why you can actually varnish the one on the left. The one on the left frame was done by a friend of ours, and the frame on the right is Masterworks Frames. Scott is having to make a crate for my two drawings. Wow, this is really the time when you start to think, how do people do this? How do like artists ship their stuff and not go broke? But Scott's a good guy. I feel bad. I wish I could be helping.